Yo everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a skincare routine video. I have been asked by a few people, and especially someone in particular named Sana, who knows me in my personal life, and she is quite young, she's 11, and she wanted to know if I could give her any kind of tips for somebody of that age who presumably either has already or will be going through puberty, and your skin goes through a lot of changes. Now I know myself, I went through puberty at about the age of 11, and that's when I started to get spots, and I wish somebody had told me what I could do then to protect my skin for the future. Now, as like an almost 32-year-old, nobody used to give me any skincare tips, and I didn't really know what to do. I used to pick my spots on my face, and I used to get them quite bad. 11 is when they started, and then they started to get pretty bad between the ages of, I'd say, 14 and 15 is when I used to have really red cheeks from the spots. So hopefully this video will help some of my younger crowd as well as some of my older crowd in terms of just being interested in the kind of products that I use and how well they've worked for me. On a slightly side note, I just want to remind my subscribers and whoever is lovely enough to be watching that when I was that age, there was no such thing as the internet. The internet came out when I was 16 years old. I remember I just finished my GCSEs and we had that weird dial-up thing. So a lot of you guys, you have no idea how lucky you are to be able to have things like YouTube where you can get the kind of advice that I wish that I had got. Okay, so that you guys can have a little laugh, I have actually done a skincare routine once. Believe it or not, it was when I first started doing YouTube videos, and I just had a look back quickly, and the last time I did it was in 2010. So I'm going to link both those videos below because it is a two-part video, because it was split at the time. I wasn't a YouTube partner. Now I'm a YouTube partner. I can kind of do as long videos as I like. And don't laugh at me because it was 4 years ago. I look really different. Obviously, like, I was in my 20s then. I'm in my 30s now. Even the way that I did my makeup is like, oh my god, so embarrassing, because I like to think that I'm a bit better now than I used to be. So thank god I didn't really used to do makeup tutorials back then. Anyway, so a lot of the things you will find if you have seen those videos or you do watch them, I will link them below. They are very, very similar. I'm one of those people where once I've come up with a kind of routine for my skin which I like and it works for me, why the hell should I go and change it? There are so many different products out there that I really don't have the patience, because when it comes to skincare as well, it's not something that you can see results with overnight necessarily, and even if you do see them overnight, they're very temporary. For example, skin plumping things, it's just temporary. So it's the kind of thing where I can't persevere in having to try something new, wait 6 months to see the difference, then realise it's rubbish, and then have to try out something else. So these products that I'm going to show you, again, they would have been in my previous video. They are still, I have had this routine for so many years, but you know what? It's what works well for me. And once you kind of decide what works well for you, I would suggest sticking to it, because there's no point having absolutely lovely skin, trying out a new product, and then next thing you know, you've got a rash for the next 6 weeks. So who can be doing something like that? Okay, first things first, I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is I wash my face. Now, I have used, and I do tend to use, majority is Lush products. Now, do forgive me, these are not cheap, but I have been using a lot of these for about 10 years and they tend to last a very, very long time. So if you are able to purchase it, or you can always get smaller versions of these. I mean, these may not necessarily work well for you, but they do for me. So I do apologise in that a lot of these products are quite pricey, but again, it's something that I even started using when I first started working and had not a lot of money. I was willing to invest in good skincare, because it doesn't matter what your makeup products are. If the skin is not good, the makeup is not going to look good, and it's just as simple as that. So firstly, to start off with, I've got combination skin, but I have got very sensitive skin. I'm allergic to dust. This year I've come up in some sort of hay fever where I've been sneezing constantly. I swear I popped a Benadryl in the gym earlier because I couldn't stop sneezing. If dust settles on my skin, I come up in hives. I used to get eczema on my eyes, blepharitis. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's like a dermatitis for the eyes. And if you do see that previous skincare video, you will see that I'm not wearing any mascara, because at that time I'd become allergic to it, because that is how sensitive my skin is. Now, Lush products, because they're all natural products, They have ingredients, for example, I'll give you this one as almonds, nettle, rosemary, rice vinegar extract. It's all natural product. So as I said, I've got combination skin, so normal around everywhere else, oily T-zone area later on during the day. You may be wondering why you're not used to me seeing such kind of plain-ish makeup. I've just done a back to school tutorial on this look. So would you wear this back to school? I might, if I was allowed to. So I will link that somewhere as well once I've edited it. But anyway, into the video. This is called Herbalism. These are solid cleansers by Lush. They look like that. It looks like green sludgy grass stuff, and it's in pieces. And what you do is you wet it, you add a bit of water to it into the palm of your hand like that, mix it up into a paste and rub it all over your face. So it's almost like a kind of an exfoliator kind of cleanser. These are for people who've got oily-ish skin, who are tend to breakouts, to spots. So this is why I use it, even though I don't really get spots anymore. It's more of a preventative thing, and because my skin is oily, it really soaks up the oil, or where it is oily in places. So this one even says face and body cleanser, because you can use it on your body if you get spots on your back or other places. A herbal combination of nettles and rosemary to balance and cleanse the skin, with almonds and rice bran to gently exfoliate. So I use this every single morning. It keeps my face fresh, it doesn't dry out my skin, and that's one of the reasons why I prefer these solid cleansers by Lush to like foam cleansers from normal brand companies from places like Boots and stuff, because even after washing off the soapy water or the soapy stuff, your skin gets really tight and dry, and this does not do that. If anything, I don't even have to use toner and moisturiser, I just do because I want to. But there have been times when, let's say when I've been to the gym and I've forgotten them at home, I will just wash my face with this and my skin is good to go. It doesn't get dry or flaky because of, there's no soap in it really. There's none of that something long word, sulfate stuff that creates the lather in shampoos and things like that. So I love this stuff and I use it every morning, and it keeps my spots at bay if I were to get spots, but it definitely keeps the oiliness away. Next is tea tree water. This is a toner, again by Lush. This is a small one. I've got a big one as well. This is the one I take to the gym with me because it's small, and I just refill this one. This one is to tone and detoxify oily skin with tea tree, grapefruit and juniper. And it's basically really good for people who've got enlarged pores. Again, if you've got oilyish skin, or you tend to suffer from breakouts and spots like that. And what I love about it, it comes as a spray, so even something as small as this can last me for a good couple of months. So again, all these products by Lush, because you only need to use a little bit, a little goes a really long way. And I spray it onto a cotton bud, 2-3, and I'm good to go. I clean all over my face. It tends to remove any little bit of residue left by Herbalism and pick up any dirt that the Herbalism wasn't able to pick up because I washed it off too quickly or something. So I really love this stuff. After this, I use Vanishing Cream. Now, Vanishing Cream is an expensive moisturiser. This cost me at least £17–18, but it lasts me, I'd say, about 4 months. I use it daily after I have cleansed and moisturised, and this is a new-ish moisturiser from Lush. I mean, it's been out for about 5–6 years, but the other ones have been out for a lot longer. And as soon as they brought this one out, I had to get it, and I have used it ever since. So let's say a good couple of years I've been using it. Again, it's great for people that suffer from breakouts, from spots. It even says on here, wonderful on oily skin or T-zones. Is our best-selling moisturiser. It's got lavender in it as well, which leaves your skin really nice and soft. And other ingredients are rose water, lavender, organic cold pressed grapeseed oil, honey, organic cold pressed jojoba oil, witch hazel extract, which you all know is good for spots, and random lavender, neroli oil, geranium oil, random different types of oils. So I absolutely love this. And it's called Vanishing Cream because it settles onto the skin really quickly, and you don't have to use a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. Once you've covered your face, it literally, and you've rubbed it in, it settles into the skin really quickly, leaving a really nice base for your primer and for your foundation. Now, other stuff, let's see. This one has rubbed off completely. This is Egyptian Magic, and this stuff is amazing. I will again link my review to it below. I have used it ever since I've done that review. Good couple of years ago. I use this every single night. It looks like this, nothing special. It's got absolutely no smell to it, other than it smells like the oil that my mum cooks food with. Okay, as everything has rubbed off, because this is a very oily product, I'm going to have to read the ingredients off of online for you. It's got like 4 ingredients, which makes it so amazing, and they're all natural. So it's olive oil, beeswax, honey, bee pollen, royal jelly, and propolis extract. That is it. That is why it smells like nothing, that's why it looks like nothing, and that is why it is basically a solid mass of oil, which is the only way to describe it. It's helped people with eczema, dermatitis, any kind of dry skin problems, bruises, bumps, anything, and I use this every single night. It is solid, but once you rub a little bit on and it kind of melts into your hand because it is oil, or pretty much like oil, and so it does stain my bed sheets a little bit, so be wary when you go to sleep if you choose to use it at night. I use it, I love to rub it along my lash line. It keeps my lashes really nice and conditioned, and I have never suffered a flare-up from that blepharitis I got a good couple of years ago, ever since I started using this, because it is all natural and I absolutely love this stuff. This tends to last me 1 year, so that's a really long time. I've already gone through probably about half, and more so I suppose in the summer because it's melted a bit, so I've probably used more than I needed to. But I will link it below. You can get it in quite a few places in the UK, and generally you can get it for quite cheap. But again, if something like that, which costs £22, £23, lasts you a year, you know, that's really, really good. The last 2 things is kind of maintenance sort of things that I use once a week when I get the chance. The first is a face scrub by Lush called Ocean Salt, and it contains sea salt, organic limes, avocado butter to soften your skin. It's just an all-round very abrasive but very effective scrub. I've not used this one yet, so you can see all the sea salt still along the top, and you just kind of mix it in, and then you use a tiny little bit, and then you use it to exfoliate the skin on your face and on your body. You have to be very careful when using it on your face, because the sea salt is real sea salt. It's none of this I made it in a lab kind of nonsense, and it will scratch your skin, so you have to be quite careful, as it is very abrasive, and it makes my skin feel really fresh after using it. It makes it feel, it feels clean when I use it. And then once I've used this, I top it off by using Mask of Magnaminty, which is a face and back pack, and it's full of peppermint, and it says this peppermint mask does everything it can to fight eruptions and outbreaks and return your skin to tip-top condition. So again, it's a mask which is specifically aimed towards people that have troublesome spotty skin, oily skin, and it looks, I think this is a new one as well, it looks like green goo, but it smells really minty and really fresh. It's almost like a clay mask onto your skin. You wait for it to dry. And it's got inside it kaolin, honey, talc, ground aduki beans, peppermint oil, primrose, evening primrose seeds, etc. So it's got something in it which again is very exfoliating. So when you rub it off your face, when you're trying to wash it off, it exfoliates at the same time. This really tightens on my skin after I've washed it off, and it feels really fresh, and again it's something that keeps the spots at bay. So that I try to use once a week or once every 2 weeks when I remember, because sometimes I can be really lax. So these are all the products that I use for my skincare routine daily or weekly. It's something quite small. It's not that amazing to me because I'm so used to its routine. Whereas I will go out and buy 100 different types of lipsticks, I will always stick to the same thing for my skincare routine. And I suggest you try to do the same. There's no point trying out new things all the time. Only try them out if what you've currently got is just not working for you. But once you've got there, keep it, because that is what is best for your skin. Plus it takes your skin a long time to try and recognize new products and stuff like that. The only other piece of advice that I would have for people about their skin is water. Drink loads and loads and loads and loads of water. I myself am guilty of not drinking enough water, but I can tell you that, especially when I was fasting in July, I drank so much water when I broke my fast that my skin was like glowing. Even somebody, I remember one of my subscribers said, your skin looks great for someone who's fasting. It's because I was drinking so much water, and it just clears out your entire system. And when it comes to spots, water is the best because it gets rid of those spots. It clears out all the toxins from your face. That you can even use as much of these as you can, but nothing beats water. So other than that, I hope that you found this skincare routine of mine useful and helpful. If you've got any more questions, feel free to ask me below. Other than that, see you in the next video. Bye.